For about not even 5 minutes, and you can feel just walking up to it, you can't help but get really teary, particularly when I remember it quite vividly when it happened. Back to this, there is a museum that's just been built, which apparently is almost just as bad as one of the concentration camps over in Austria or Germany. I've actually been to one of them. It's pretty full on. I think the fact that I remember this and I somewhat experienced the live event as it happened, I think this is going to be pretty big, and the fact that I got bit emotional just walking up to this. It's going to be an effort.
That's what happens here.
Well,
all the time.
Staying on. Not only is it the actual Twin Towers, but it's also the Pentagon names. And I'm assuming they've also got the names for Jesus. As you just saw in that previous shot, people are out with flowers and little roses in the names of the people that I'm assuming that were close to them. And I'm just really surprised with the reaction that I've had just seeing this. I got really, I don't know how to explain it. The water, the noise of the water sounds like constant noise that would have somewhat been made when the towers came down. And even if you can't hear me right now, I guess that's kind of the point. Hey everyone, and welcome to Canada. No, I'm no longer in New York City. I wish I'm in New York City, but I'm currently in Toronto and I love Toronto so much. But when I was in New York, I did go past Ground Zero, as you've just seen. I went past it numerous times and I can see the sun getting so much brighter on my face. As I was saying, I did go past it several times, which you can see in my vlogging channel, The Real World. That video is partly from The Real World, but you can go over and check out the full vlog on that channel by clicking my face right now. Actually being on the site was really moving. As you can tell from that video, literally as I walked up, I started to feel really insane emotions that I just wasn't expecting to, probably because I remember it so vividly, as I mentioned. I also went into the museum. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to take a lot of footage of the kind of nuts and bolts of the museum, where you actually go in and it restages each part of 9/11 on that day to the absolute detail, and I spent 3 hours in that section. It is insane. It's brand new. It opened on May 21st, I think, and it is probably one of the best museums I've ever been to in the world. The day that it happened, I remember waking up in the morning and going out to the television, and my mum and my brother were sitting there glued to the TV. I remember going to school and the principal pulled the classes out one by one and addressed us of what had happened, and if we needed to go home then we could if we really wanted to, if it had affected us. And as I got home, turning the TV on, that was all that was covering the screens. As you saw in the video, I've done my little bit of donation to help that museum run. I think it is important. I guess many people actually living in New York are very divided on it. From someone from the other side of the world, I found it really informative, and I even spent a great deal of time in the in memoriam room, where you can actually go through the profiles of every single victim and read about their lives or hear a story or like a eulogy of the person from a loved one. So I made a small donation and I've gotten this wristband which I've been wearing ever since in return, and I do encourage you all to go to the site, even if you may find it difficult in the future, but that was just a little taste. But yes, I'm still traveling. I'm about halfway through my travels. I've got another 3 weeks or so left. I'm currently in Canada, but I have been throughout Kingston in upstate New York at a film shoot. I then went back into New York and did the 9/11 Memorial, as well as the Statue of Liberty, the Rockefeller Center, and the Brooklyn Bridge, which you can all check out on my Real World channel. And in Canada, I have done day tours throughout Toronto. I've also gone to Niagara Falls, and I'm currently filming this video on my bunk bed, on a pillow, on my camera bag. Hopefully it's not wonky, but this is travel vlogging. This is travel YouTubing on a very tight budget, and I'm in a hostel, as you can see. But I should be traveling for about another 3 weeks. After this, I'm heading over to San Francisco, and then I'm heading down to Los Angeles for 10 days, where I'm going to go to VidCon. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I know it was a little bit different to normal, but I felt it was important to talk about that experience that I had at 9/11 and link it in with the experience that I had when it actually happened. It's kind of like a full circle thing, because that has dictated a lot of our lives in the last 13 years, which is the majority of my life. Until next week, thanks for watching. That's a wrap. Took about 10 minutes to take a selfie, and I think I'm still dissatisfied with it, so I've resorted to doing this. Hopefully you can see it. Have I lined it up? I can't see the screen, so maybe I'll just move around a bit. And can you see it? Ooh,